injured Demonte Bolden. Rough Rider first down, the play action fake into the hands of Dressler, and he gets bounced out along the sidelines by Keon Raymond.
Right now, the Saskatchewan Roughriders are changing things up offensively. They're bringing Corey Sheets out of the backfield and getting him out as a receiver, and then putting Jock Sanders right there back in the backfield to see what kind of reaction that Calgary defense will have to it. If they bring out a linebacker to cover them, they know they're in man-to-man. If they leave the linebackers in the box, then Darian Durant knows it's going to be a zone defense.
Bell and Hughes check in at tight end. Brian Bulkey bulks up the Calgary defensive line, and straight ahead, Corey Sheets has a first down. Number 2 in rushing in the league coming in.
And number 1 coming in yards from scrimmage. In fact, we've got the number 1 rusher in this game, the number 1 running back in yards from scrimmage in this game, and John Cornish and Corey Sheets, and some pretty good blocking right up front to open up a crease.
Tenth play of the drive. Here's Durant to the wide side. Scott McKinley's got it, and he'll lunge down around the 3-yard line. Just his 3rd catch of the year, but he gives Saskatchewan first and goal.
A bit of an audition, because Corey Chamberlain does have some flexibility in his lineup here in this game this afternoon, because he's got Greg Carr on the lineup, because he's playing with 9 Canadians starting on offense and defense, and he can make some substitutions. So Scott McHenry's in a bit of a audition.
Short yardage crew comes in. First and goal at the 3. Drew Willie. And in motion, that's Big Keith Shulligan. Second man, Corey Sheets. Second effort. Down near the goal line, and no signal. Sheets with 10 touchdowns on the year, and stop short there.
Malik Jackson is going to step up and hold the line as he just scrapes over with Juwan Simpson, gets that cutback lane, and steps in there and keeps Corey Sheets short.
So second and goal for Willie, and he'll try it himself. To Willie, as he broke in the plane, touchdown. Drew Willie's 3rd touchdown of the year, and the Rough Riders take the lead.
Well, the Riders get a huge break on that challenge play from the Calgary Stampeders. Sideline that play stood on the field, they maintained possession, it ends in a touchdown. I know Calgary fans are saying, well, what happened? But the Riders get a huge break, and they take advantage of it by punching it in.
Well, they survived the challenge and drive for over 6 minutes and punch it into the lead. John Cornish from the Stamps gets set to go back on offense, but first to the sidelines, here's Lee Jones.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Usually when you get your job threatened, it doesn't go down too well, but that was not the case with the Riders' defensive players. They loved when Corey Chamberlain came out and made that guarantee. In fact, talking to defensive tackle Keith Shulligan yesterday, he said they all think if you're not doing a job, you shouldn't be on the field anyways. Now, to be able to stop Calgary Stampeders and John Cornish, they feel they have to play football like they did back in the 1970s, throwback football where you see tape and blood flying, guys.
Now here's Cornish. Let's see if they swarm them, and they do. Good contain of John Cornish. And Joe Lobendon in the middle of it. A guy added to the Saskatchewan Roughriders at middle linebacker for the game after John Cornish ran wild.
Well, and he's a pure linebacker. 14 tackles for him in the 3 games since arriving in Saskatchewan, and there specifically, especially this afternoon, to stop John Cornish. And I like what Corey Chamberlain did as well, challenging his defense.
Sam Hurl checks in on the defense. 2nd and 6. Kevin Glenn the pass, and it's caught. That's Joe West, and he's still going and takes a wrap from Tyrone Brackenridge. But Joe West, whose first catch in the CFL was a touchdown here at Mosaic, has a big Calgary first down.
Just 3 catches last week, but against Saskatchewan in that game had 5 and that touchdown, and that he just fought off Eddie Russ there and takes a big hit from Brackenridge.
19 yards for West. First down for Calgary at the 46. Here again is Cornish. And Cornish
down there.
Green wave. Boy, 100 yards is going to be tough today with Joe Lowe in the middle.
Well, don't be surprised at all to see Dave Dickinson start to go to a little play action and get, if John Cornish is going to draw this much attention and Joe Lobendon is focused in on number 9 and is there in the hole to meet him, then the next step and the next progression offensively is to go to play action.
And number 82 is usually a target then. 2nd and 10. Here comes the heat. And Glennis rocked. Back at the 37-yard line, and it's Milt Collins off the corner. The former Stampeder gets home.
Going to get some help from Odell Willis, who's going to come on an inside stunt, and then off the edge is going to be Milt Collins, the former Calgary Stampeders. But Odell Willis comes down Main Street. He's going to flush now Kevin Glenn right into the blitz, which is coming from Milt Collins.
Rob Maverick leads the league in net punting. Here's Sanders back at the 28. Dancing around, nothing doing. Duran Mayo down to lead the Stamps cover team. 44-yard boot, no return, and Darian Durant back to work.
5 of 6 and 40 yards in the start of this football game. Hasn't really favored that strained hip. Did avoid the rush a couple of times.
Averaged 199 yards in his 2 starts against Calgary. Has not thrown for over 200 since August the 10th. And of course came out of the Banjo Bowl early in the Labor Day rematch, and last week did not play against the Alouettes. Here's Corey Sheets up across the 30. Short gain for Sheets.
Our priority now for this Saskatchewan offense will be to establish Corey Sheets and try and block up Charleston Hughes. I mean, this is a guy that's causing all kinds of havoc. So Bob Dice, the offensive coordinator, now can choose to do one of 2 things: run right at Charleston Hughes, or just try and run away from him. But when they run away from him, he's caught him on the backside, and that's how he's stripping the football.
Good news for the Stamps. Devontae Bolton's back in on the defensive line. Eric Fraser, safety blitz. Durant gets it away, and it's a completion. Taj Smith has the catch. And a Rough Rider first down. Just 10 catches in his last 4 games. Taj Smith has not been a regular target, but a big catch here.
Well, you're going to see the safety right here, Eric Fraser, step up and start to sneak towards the line, and then he's going to come on the safety blitz. And Darian Durant has to stand in there, take this hit from number 7 to throw the strike outside.
13-yard connection on a first down at the Rough Rider 45-yard line. Sheets again. About 3 straight ahead. Bolden in on the tackle.
Best offensive lineman for Saskatchewan Roughriders this year has been Brendan Labatt, who is out due to injury. Ben Heenan replaces him. They move Chris Best over to his spot, and Ben Heenan back at guard. Now, Heenan did start the season playing for the injured Chris Best, so he does have a little experience. First-round draft pick for Saskatchewan this year.
2nd and 7. And Durant to the wide side. McHenry the catch. And the Stamps rally to the football quickly. And the tackle made by Bennett, and Tad Cornegay, the former Rough Rider, with the first contact, was a little slow to get up. after the hit on McHenry.
Yeah, he really was. He was doing his inventory, walking across, trying to look like he took the worst of that hit. Scott McHenry has just matched his season total. 2 catches coming in, 2 catches this afternoon. He will be short of the first down, however, because of the hit from Cornegay. You can see to the left of your screen, he was slow to get up.
And a fake here. It's going to Diamond Ferry on the direct snap. He's got to get around the edge and won't do it. So the gadget play doesn't work for the Roughriders on 3rd down, and Diamond Ferry angled out of bounds short of the first. A turnover on downs for the Roughriders to wrap up.
Real good football team, 2 Western teams here.
So the second turnover is on that turnover on downs. It didn't work. You like the fact, though, that Corey Chamberlain was playing on the edge here.
Well, yeah, he's going after this win. He's challenged his defense, and they played and responded well against John Cornish so far. Aggressive in the play calling. I'm not sure about the execution of it.
He talked about this being a possible playoff preview for the Roughriders to host a home game. This one is a must-win. Nick Lewis has his first catch of the game, and he is dropped at the Saskatchewan 46.
Let's go back to that fake punt, because I like the aggressive play calling. This is Chris Milo, the punter, but watch how they take him out of there early, which will alert the punt return team for Calgary. I mean, once Milo leaves the punt formation like that, that gives them a split second to say the only option the Riders have from here on out is to run the fake.
Chris Randall with early penetration, and Charleston Hughes forced Ferry out of bounds short. Here's Rob Cote, and Cote's got a first down. Dropped at the Saskatchewan 31-yard line. A guy who had a big play in the late stages of the last meeting here at Mosaic that wrapped up the game for the Stamps.
And he is going to get, Chris, an enormous block from Nick Lewis on Joe Lobendon, who's in pursuit. Watch number 8 try and track him down, and here comes number 82. And how many times have we seen him make that block?
By the way, 82 is 2 catches away from the top 10 in all-time CFL receiving, and he's got another, so 1 catch away now, and Lobendon brings Lewis down, but it's another Calgary first down. Ties Rocky DiPietro for 10th all-time with that catch. 1 more to get to the top 10 himself.
Well, Nick Lewis is lined up as a tight end here, and has the size to play fullback or tight end, and the speed to be a wide receiver. That's why he's so dangerous.
First down, direct snap. John Cornish to the right side, and he'll be brought down at the 10-yard line.
Now tied with Rocky DiPietro in the all-time receptions list at 706. 1 more, and he will take 10th place by himself.
Lewis to the sidelines here. Fans get revved up. 2nd and 6. Kevin Glenn looks to the end zone. McDaniel, touchdown. Great catch from Marquay McDaniel, and his first touchdown as a Calgary Stampeder.
Well, he had to climb the ladder to go up and get it, because Kevin Glenn had to put this ball high because of the drop from the Saskatchewan linebacking core. So he gets the time up front. He's going to have to throw it up and over because Joe Lobendon was underneath that throw. And Marquay McDaniel comes down with it.
That's my first one. That's my first one.
So the Stampeders' points come off turnovers. 3 off the first fumble, and now a touchdown off that turnover on downs. And the extra point provided by Paredes. And once again, Calgary has a 3-point lead.
The first one, need another.
Turn right.
by Marquay McDaniel. He mentioned a couple times on the bench there. It's his first touchdown of the season.
And that's for everybody back home in Virginia. That's my first one. I need another with this W.
Mention it again that it's his first one.
I think it was bothering him he didn't have one. But he has been a regular contributor, hasn't he?
Yeah. And a big game against Saskatchewan. One of the 2 outings, 7 catches for 75 yards. He didn't have a catch in the other game.
So a couple of lead changes. So far in the game, Tristan Jackson on the return, trying to find a crease. And still going. Somehow stayed upright for a few extra yards. Up across the 30-yard line. Charleston Hughes makes another tackle.
They show you when you're worried about John Cornish, and the 3 guys I've identified have been Tyrone Brackenridge, the receiver Marquay McDaniel, and John Cornish. Now watch Brackenridge. Stop it there, guys. Brackenridge has stepped up to look at Cornish, does not get enough depth in his drop, and that's where the ball ends up going to Marquay McDaniel on the touchdown. Because these linebackers are so concerned about John Cornish's rushing yards, they're moving forward to him first.
Here's Durant with a fake. Now he wants to go deep. He wants Dressler, and broken up. Nice recovery on the play by the veteran Keon Raymond on the corner. Looked like Dressler had a step.
Well, we know he did have a step, Chris, but you know when you have a veteran DB like Keon Raymond, he is in control and understands he can wait on his speed, get in the trail position. Nice little double move there to get open and get that step, but wait till the ball arrives. And the timing perfect from Keon Raymond.
Weston Dressler with just 2 30-yard pass plays on the year. Flags fly, maybe a free play. Dressler, and this is intercepted. It's picked off, and back the other way goes Chris Randall, the Sam linebacker, with the interception. But again, flags fly, and it looked like Calgary was offside. Would be Randall's 2nd interception. He had one on Labor Day.
Calgary Stampeders showed blitz and were offside.
Offside. Calgary number 11. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down repeated.
Malik Jackson.
Malik Jackson was in there. I'm not sure if they got the right number on who was offside, because the Stamps are coming with their secondary and faking the blitz. Lots of movement up front. Could have been one of a couple of guys.
Yeah, it looked like Donovan Robinson, the newcomer at defensive end, may have jumped into that neutral area. A reprieve for Durant, 2nd and 5. And here's Sanders, first down. Malik Jackson will catch up to him and toss it out near midfield.
No penalty flags down, but it was very close. Malik Jackson on that sideline. I think fans here at Mosaic Stadium wanted to see a flag fly and possible unnecessary roughness call here. But Jock Sanders going to sneak through the line here, get outside, and Darian Durant lets him do the rest after just a high percentage throw across the middle.
So it's a 16-yard pickup for the Roughriders and a first down at the Saskatchewan 53. Back inside the Sanders, and now down to the Calgary 52-yard line. 5 more. Does he not look a lot more like Corey Holmes with each time he touches the ball?
Well, he really does, and I guess a good problem to have for Saskatchewan when you have Corey Sheets, who, as we mentioned, led the league coming into this week's games in yards from scrimmage, and yet we've seen a lot more Jock Sanders in this offense so far this afternoon.
Sanders lined up in the backfield now on 2nd and 5. Now releases, and they swing it to Dressler. Weston Dressler, first down. Looks for a block and is dropped at the 36-yard line.
Weston Dressler has stepped up the last couple of weeks and really become a vocal leader in this Saskatchewan offense. It's a nice play on the swing here. Good blocks down the field by the Rider receivers. And Weston Dressler finds and picks his way up to first down territory.
He was outspoken last week about the young team's performance and wants to see this team grow up, as he says. And there is Charleston Hughes snuffing another play, enveloping Jock Sanders behind the line of scrimmage and dropping him for a loss.
You know, the Saskatchewan Roughriders are going to have to look to get some help for blocking on Charleston Hughes, and that may mean some more Neil Hughes, the fullback. This time they just pull away from him and allow him a free lane.
Been a good season for Charleston Hughes, but a dominant first half. So a loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Sheets back in. And Durant unloads. He's got Ty Smith, and he can't make the catch. Eric Fraser, the safety, separates Smith from the football with that hit.
You know, Charleston Hughes runs a little spin move in here, gets inside, and he flushes Darian Durant, who I think probably wanted to throw that a little bit sooner than he did, to give Ty Smith a chance to make the catch and then secure it before he takes the hit. Watch the move here on the inside spin. Right there on Patrick Neufeld. That flushes Darian Durant out, forces him to hold the ball for a split second. He can't throw it on time, and that allows Eric Fraser